All right, welcome to Life Extension Live. It's great that you're joining us today, and of course I'm with Dr. Crystal, my co-host.
Yes.
Yes, we're having a lot of fun today. We're hoping you're having a wonderful day too. Again, thanks for joining us. So, living in Florida, we obviously don't get crazy cold weather, although we had a snap this past weekend.
We did, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. But most people in the country, when winter comes, it does get cold, and people start having problems with, I guess we call it winter skin, right?
Yeah.
Dryness.
Cracking skin.
Cracking, redness maybe? Like,
yes.
Like your tone gets off?
Yes, your face will, especially if it's windy.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
You know, the Midwest, where it's not only cold, you're getting, my brother calls it the lake effect.
Yeah,
I
a
think
lot of
that's
wind.
what it's called, lots
Yeah.
of wind. So now it's almost like a burning sensation,
Yeah.
redness on your skin.
Hard. I don't understand any of that because again we're in South Florida. it's tough to relate sometimes to
Yes.
that, but it definitely happens. You know, at this time of the year, we kind of like to review some of the stuff you can do. You know, some of the stuff that works well to prevent a lot of that winter skin.
Mm-hmm.
I think coming up on the show, stay tuned. We're going to have a bunch of tips, like 10 or something like that. But we're going to first start off with what happens to skin during the winter. How to protect your skin in the winter, and then really give you those tips, right? Skin tips and even lifestyle tips.
Yes.
Right? So let's go ahead and get right into this.
Yeah, and by the way,
oh, woohoo!
give us some of your tips.
Woohoo, yeah.
We're on here. You should see me.
Say hi and let us know what you like to do. Let us know where you're at.
Yes,
Yeah.
hi, Carol is on.
Hi, Carol.
Yes, Carol says she's on time. Thank you,
Yeah,
Carol.
woohoo.
Our new time, too.
All right.
12 noon.
So we have a cool graphic, or I don't know what Robson likes to call these. It's your skin. This is skin getting dry. It's the outer skin.
Yes.
It's November, December. It's January now. You see the skin, it gets flaky, all that kind of stuff. We wanted to show you the outer layer of the skin called the stratum cornea, right? This is the key layer to healthy skin during the winter, right? So you have a bunch of stuff there, and I want to focus you to the bottom right, and you see ceramides, the blue little circle. The square pink is the fatty acids. And then the yellow oval is the cholesterol.
Yeah,
right?
so lots of lipids. And
Lipids.
fats.
Yeah, at the end of the day, lipid. And it makes sense, right? Does water like fat?
No.
No. So if you have a nice layer of the ceramides, fatty acid, cholesterol in right below your skin surface, you're going to keep the moisture deep.
Yes.
And that helps those cells, right?
Yes, so that's keeping that water in, helping the skin to retain water, is keeping those skin cells together as well. We kind of think of ceramides as the glue.
Yeah.
So when you think about the cracked skin and wanting to prevent that cracking of the skin,
We need those fats. We need those lipids.
Those fats and those lipids.
Because as the weather gets worse, temperatures drop, humidity drops. That kind of dries up those fats a little bit. And now water can leach out, and that's called transdermal water loss.
Yes, and then that leads to
all of the mechanical stresses that are going to lead to the cracking and the flaky and the redness and all that. Itchy. Definitely itchy skin.
Well, that's because of the inflammation.
Oh, good, we got to move, because we're taking you through some steps here, right? So the first thing that happens, we lose the lipids.
Yeah, losing that moisture barrier system.
Yeah, and now that water comes out.
Yeah.
And now that leads to
more inflammation in the skin, more likely to start being reactive to your environment, to things around you. So now, the itching starts to come in. You have dry patches in the skin, and you're thinking, oh, is it something I'm eating? What's happening?
It's the mast cells. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the mast cells. These are the cells that release histamine. They're involved with allergies. Yeah. They really kick in. If you're having a significant amount of transdermal water loss, the lipids have shrunk, the water's leaving. Mast cells don't like that.
No.
They start activating, and now you're overreacting to everything that's touching your skin.
Right.
And that's the increased inflammation. That may then, too, lead to an important loss of an important function of the skin, which is vitamin D production.
Yeah, so now you're not producing as much vitamin D because you're not out in the weather, it's cold outside.
Cold. You're getting inside.
You're not getting the sun, especially if you live further from the equator now, you know, that sun is not really penetrating as profoundly as it normally would. And vitamin D plays a role in skin renewal.
Right. See, there's
skin
like a
cell differentiation is what we call it, because we lose 30,000, 40,000 skin cells a second.
Yeah, it's a second.
A
I thought you were going to say like a day. A second. Well, it ends up being a vicious cycle, right?
Yeah.
You have the fats that shrink, the water leaves, you get the inflammation, you lose, you know, vitamin D because you're not out as much, and the skin is damaged. And then that leads to more damage, you know, less regeneration.
Right.
And then less regeneration, more inflammation. It's just kind of like this cycle. So we want to break that cycle in the winter.
Yes, and I'm smiling, Carol. We have tips for 81-year-olds.
Oh, yes.
These tips are for the young and old.
Yeah,
and
for
many
sure.
of these tips I incorporate.
And any gender.
Any gender as well. My son has eczema, so many of these tips are tried and true. I use them every day in South Florida.
Yeah, first-hand experience. So let's go ahead and get to the tips. We actually have 13. I thought it was 10.
Yeah, 13
tips to help you through the winter. So, well, I guess I'll just say the tip and then we can just talk about it, right? Okay. So tip number 1 is you want to use mild soaps. Tell us what do we mean by mild?
Mild soaps meaning they don't have the harsh chemicals that's designed to strip away all the oils. You ever used a soap and by the time you finish, you're squeaky clean?
Almost hotel rooms. Hotel bathtubs and showers. Those are hard soaps, right? They're not mild.
No.
You come out of the shower then, I'm like, what happened? I mean, I can't even move.
Yes. Yeah. So you don't want that squeaky clean feeling. You don't necessarily need the antibacterial soaps in the shower.
Mild is just, it's what it says. It's going to be mild on your skin. It's not going to strip away all the oils. We already know we can't have that happen.
Yes, look for soaps that are hypoallergenic.
Fragrance-free.
Fragrant, yes.
A little less irritating, right?
Absolutely.
And then also, let me ask you, this is off script here. Just curious.
Yeah.
The lotion soaps, body
Yes,
lotions,
like the body wash.
Body wash, is that better than your standard soaps?
Well, from a moisture perspective, because many of them have the lotions and they have ceramides and they have these
They're adding those things in, yeah.
Lots of oils. You know, when you finish washing, you feel moisturized, but usually they wouldn't be considered mild. And that's because they're full of the fragrances
Okay,
and
so you
and
still
the things
have
that
to
could potentially irritate
So
skin.
no allergens, fragrance-free.
Right.
That's what's really key. So try the mild soaps. Number 2, now this one just, to me it's a duh, of course, right? Use a moisturizer daily. I do that even during the summer here in
That's
Florida.
good, Dr. Mike.
Yeah.
Many people don't moisturize.
I know. But listen, at the end of the day, out of all the research between serums and what to do, moisturization has always been shown to improve skin.
Right, and I'm not just talking about, or we're not just talking about your face. This is
Everywhere.
head to toe.
Yeah.
And take your time. I mean, it's a time where I just sit and I reflect on my day, and my husband thinks I kind of overdo it because I give my feet a nice rub, then the other foot.
Do you have nice music on in the
then I put
background?
on my white socks to try to lock in the moisture. And so, yes, it should be something. Even if you're running late, give the full body a rub down.
I need to slow down.
Yeah.
I go fast when I'm doing that stuff.
No, you have to rub it.
I just, because the shower and stuff, like, that's not relaxing. You know what's relaxing to me is on the couch in my pajamas watching my favorite Food Network. So for me, the shower is quick.
Yeah.
And I get that lotion, I'm out.
Done.
Yeah, it's not relaxing at all. I'm usually out of breath and
So yeah, take your
upset.
time. The key here is the skin should be damp. You should not
I do that.
dry off. You shouldn't even rub your skin dry. You're supposed to pat yourself dry with your towel, but not all the way dry, and then apply that moisturizer within a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, our limit is, especially with
Should be
my
pretty
son,
quick. Yeah.
pretty quick while those pores are still open, and you can kind of get that moisture in.
My mom taught me that years and years and years and years ago, right? I remember her advice was, you want to dry off coming out of the shower just so you're not dripping everywhere. That's really it. So it's just pat, 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 pat.
That's right.
And then you get out. Okay. So that was number 1 and 2. Number 3, pay special attention to the lips, your palms, and the soles of your feet.
You have no oil glands on those locations.
Wow. Yeah.
So you have to keep them moisturized. That's why the lips are probably the first areas of the body where you start feeling the effects of that weather. The lips are dry.
That's true, you know, because we travel sometimes to like the Northeast or whatever during the winter, and within a day, my lips are shot if I don't protect them.
Yes.
First thing to go. Number 5. Now this is, some people may not think of this, right? Because it's winter, I'm not out as much, but sun protection is still key.
Right, and just because sun protection, even if it's cloudy, remember we had that show and we talked about sun protection, how somehow, I can't remember like the mechanism of action.
It's the UV, there's the different UVAs, UVBs, UVCs, right? And the ones that cause a lot of the damage is UVC, and it goes right through clouds. It doesn't, I think A and D are something, those they bounce off a little bit, but the one that causes sunburn, it comes right through.
Wow.
Yeah, so clouds don't help you.
There you go.
So sun protection, even if you're in a cloudy Michigan environment. I don't know why I said Michigan, but
well, because Michigan is dark and cloudy and gray.
Most of the winter.
The entire winter.
Number 6. Hot air is drying, so don't overheat your home.
So you come in and it's cold outside and you just turn that heat up to 78.
That's
My
fine,
parents,
but it's going to dry.
79.
It's going to dry everything out.
Yes.
You're going to make you a prune, right?
Yes. So maybe just put on another layer. Keep the house cool.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people have taught me, and I've read this on blogs or whatever, that it's always best, whether it's winter or summer, you keep your home kind of in the same range. And if it's a little too cold, you put something on. You know, so you don't ever want to, just because it's cold, you don't want to, if your normal temperature is 72.
Yes.
You don't want to all of a sudden for a week have it at 85. That's just too much energy. It's going to be bad for your skin. It's almost best to always keep it in the same range and do other things to kind of warm up. Pretty good, right?
Nice tip, Dr. Mike.
Number 7, this could be big for people. A humidifier.
So simple.
Add moisture into the air.
Such a simple trick.
Yeah.
And it helps with allergies, keeps your skin nice and moist.
Tons of home-based humidifiers, very non-expensive now, right? They even have ones that you can put on your desks, like in the office and stuff.
Yes, one of our coworkers has a humidifier, and he feels like it just helps to
Who's that?
Chris in wholesale.
Ah, yeah. I'm not sure we're supposed to say people's names on it. Well. Anyways, so humidifiers, very simple thing to do. So don't overheat your house. Instead, keep it at a nice thing. Add some moisture into it with a humidifier, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And what made me think of Chris, because he keeps it at his desk. Hi, Chris. And he also travels with it.
Yeah.
And so when he's staying in the hotel rooms and he travels all over and he's in different locations, they have the smaller humidifiers that can just help to add moisture to your space.
Number 8, exfoliation.
Yeah, now this one is a little tricky.
Because you can overdo this, right?
Right. You have to be careful, maybe cut back on exfoliating if you have one that you use every day, because the skin is already vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost think this was a weird tip. Because we've already showed them the fats, they swivel up, the water starts to leave, you get the mechanical stress in the skin, right? It's almost like exfoliation is more of a stressor maybe. But a little bit once in a while can help, I guess.
Yes, I mean, you still want to make sure you're kind of removing some of those dead skin cells. So the point is, don't exfoliate every day, maybe cut back to once a week, and use a milder exfoliating instead of the really harsh exfoliators.
You have a couple here, right? Some exfoliants like alpha, beta hydroxy acids, or I guess would be the better choice.
Right, they're less irritating, and then you can make your own.
Oh wow, I actually totally forgot we were doing this.
Yes.
And they're sitting right here.
We made these before the show, so we have 3, and this is just a preview. So we have a wellness article with the recipes that we'll be launching in the end of the month. And so we figured we would preview.
Well, when are we going to touch them?
Now.
Oh, good. All right.
Yes.
Nice.
So let's talk about what's in.
And these 3. Let's just make sure are good for exfoliation because they're mild.
They are mild.
Okay.
And they use nice natural ingredients.
Oh, that smells really good.
So that one has cane sugar, olive oil, and what else did we put in? Cane sugar,
did we do a little lemon?
Olive oil.
I smell a little.
And I added lemon verbena.
Lemon verbena.
A few drops of lemon verbena. I think with this one we use 2 tablespoons of cane sugar, 1 tablespoon of olive oil.
Should I try it?
Yeah, see, and get the texture. So this one is a little.
It's a little more grainy than the other ones, it looks like.
Yes, because there's,
and then you just rub
not
your
as
hands?
much olive oil. Yeah, so you can use that on your hands. It's going everywhere.
Rob said you need a vacuum later.
Here.
Well, you can feel it right away.
Yeah.
Like,
And these are great for lips as well.
Yeah.
So they were actually designed as lip scrubs, but you can use them all over.
This feels good.
I'll tell you.
You guys, seriously,
I'll
this
give
is...
you a secret. I also do this with salt. Salt's maybe a little finer. So whenever I'm seasoning my veggies, let's say I'm going to roast carrots.
Yeah.
I have my olive oil, I have my salt, I roast, kind of put it in a bowl, get it all roasted, and then I rub my hands with the olive oil. So it's very simple to use at home.
I'm so
ingredients.
tempted to lick my hands
Don't
right now.
do that. The next one, and you can see it's kind of turning into a solid. This is coconut oil.
Am I trying that
and
one too?
brown sugar, yes. And we know that brown sugar is finer than the white
totally
sugar.
different.
You feel the difference.
Totally different texture.
And coconut oil easily absorbs into the skin. It can help to make your skin glow as well. So that one's really nice and soothing.
I am making a mess, but I actually think I like this one better.
Wait until you try this one.
Well, no, but let me enjoy.
Okay, enjoy. Let's let him luxuriate with the brown sugar coconut oil.
And I know this is exfoliating, but it's almost like in a nice way, kind of stimulating, like a little bit.
It's a massage.
Yes.
It's almost like a hand massage as well. Yes. Okay, so wipe that off, Dr. Mike. This one's my favorite.
Can I lick this one?
No.
Wow.
Okay, last one. This one's my favorite.
Look.
This one has sugar and honey.
Oh, they smell.
Honey. Oh. What do you think about that?
Lemon and honey right off the bat.
Yes, and I put a couple drops of lemon. So that one you could, of lemon essential oil. Food grade lemon essential oil.
Again, this one is even a little, so this was the looser one, medium. This is the tighter one.
Yeah, it's in that honey kind of holds it together. So that one's great for your hands.
I don't need that much.
Yeah, not that much, Dr. Mike.
Yeah, good. Right there, good lesson. You don't need a lot.
No. So what do you think about the honey?
It feels good. And you know what? Adding the essential oils, it's almost like aromatherapy at the same time.
This one in the morning, because the lemon is very stimulating. It helps to make you more alert. So the lemon oil is great.
Isn't that nice?
It's nice, right?
It feels good, and I feel like I'm getting like aromatherapy.
Yeah.
I'm not done.
Okay.
I actually want to go up my arms and everything, but I don't want to get all...
Yeah, but honey is very healing. It has regenerative properties,
very nice.
Anti-inflammatory properties. So honey is one that's really nice.
I like that.
To use, yes.
This is really nice.
And they're so easy. These are ingredients that you have at home.
Where's Rob? So Rob said you got to try it, like, because we were talking about it earlier. He's like, I don't do stuff like that.
Yes. So the end of the month, remember lifeextension.com/wellness, and you'll find the full recipe for these scrubs. And these are great for your lips. Remember,
that's where they started.
You have to remember the lips, the hands,
the palms, and your feet.
And your feet.
Yeah.
In the winter.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're not done. That was just 8 tips. We got more tips.
Yep.
So exfoliation, great sugar scrub show off. Let's go to number 9. Maintaining good hydration.
Doesn't hurt, right? You have to hydrate yourself inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inside out is the best way to do most things.
Make sure you're drinking plenty of water.
Well, that's funny. We're talking about this now. We have been talking about taking care of the skin from the inside out. We take care of our heart and our brain and our gut and everything else from the inside out with food, supplements, what have you. The skin is the largest organ. Why aren't we doing that for? I mean, all these lotions could be great. At the end of the day, you want those nutrients to come from in and up into the skin.
That's right, Dr.
And so, water. We don't get fancy here, right? Just drink more water.
Just make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids. Yeah, and not so many of the caffeine beverages that may cause you to release water.
Yeah, definitely no caffeine.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 10, wear gloves. Now, what do you mean by that? Why did you put that in? What do you mean wear gloves?
Well, when you're outside.
Well, I get outside.
Outside, when you're gardening, when you're washing dishes, remember it goes back to your hands are so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure you're wearing gloves, and especially when you're using harsh detergents. You know, you use mild lotions all over, or mild soaps to wash, but then now you're sticking your hand into bleach water when you're washing dishes. Harsh
I don't do that.
and what you'll find often is you'll start seeing cracking right along the knuckles, the dry skin.
Yeah.
So you have to protect your hands.
And those cracks there, they can get big and they can get painful and and they're in a place. Every time you bend, you make them worse, right?
Exactly.
Okay, number 11, be sure to pack your skincare products when you travel. Now, it's funny you say this because I don't, and that's why I have to deal with hotel soap. You do.
I pack my own soap because I like a nice mild soap, fragrance-free. So that is the one thing I always pack.
Yeah.
And now sometimes I forget my lotion. And I end up going to the local pharmacy.
Yeah. Well, you could, if you travel a lot, just have it ready to go, right? when you come back from a trip, just leave it in your little bag, right? No reason to take things.
Right.
So you need kind of like two.
I usually forget them when I only travel with a carry-on.
Yeah.
And that's when I don't take the time to transfer it into a smaller container for travel. But you should. Yeah.
Number 12 is important, right? Visit a dermatologist if you really are having bad, if it's cracking bad, and if you're exposing underlying layers and everything you're trying is just not working, a dermatologist can help because they have more stronger moisturizers. They can use ones with urea, and they're just more powerful for those kind of things.
Right, and it's very important if you are diabetic or any
very
circulatory issues. That's when you should see a dermatologist or podiatrist or someone to give you something a little bit more
Those things can turn into cellulitis, and that's not a good thing to have. Number 13, the last one, is don't forget about your nutrients. Vitamin C. Vitamin C at the end of the day helps to produce collagen. It helps to moisturize and protect your skin. So make sure you're getting a good amount of vitamin C every day. Fish oil, remember the fatty acids are part of the layer.
That's right.
Get them in there. And then plant extracts can help. Aloe, you like that one?
Tried and true.
Aloe. Rose oil, sunflower, birch bark. All you have a bunch listed here, but they can read the article later on all of them. All right, so that is our 13 tips, along with a little demo of the sugar scrubs. Remember, if you're going to, I think this is important. This is perfect for winter exfoliation, because that wasn't harsh at all.
No.
It actually felt really good.
Good.
Yeah. Lastly, we always are going to end with lifestyle, or usually we begin with lifestyle stuff.
Know.
Today we're going to end with lifestyle. This is all what you do as a nutritionist.
Yes.
Tell us about all this.
Yeah, so focus on a healthy diet, making sure you're getting protein, making sure you're getting vitamins, making sure you're getting the healthy fats. It's not just about taking the fish oil. Eat the fish.
Eat fish. Get a good piece of salmon.
Get some good fatty fish, tuna, salmon, sardines, anchovies. Add those to all of your meals.
You know, you and I are weird because we both love anchovies and sardines.
So good. Yes. And remember that you want to support collagen formation. So that may entail taking collagen, peptides, those peptides
Vitamin
that are
C.
broken down. It's helping to support collagen production, and then exercise. Anything that's going to help with blood flow.
Yeah.
Right? You're
Very good point. Yeah.
Helping to get nutrients.
And you might even, could you make an argument maybe during the winter, it's more aerobic, it's more circuit type stuff, so you really are moving more rather than just like hard weights or something?
Absolutely. You want to get the blood circulating because that's going to help to deliver the nutrients to the skin. Smoking, that's depleting vitamin C, which is needed for collagen.
Yeah, and smoking is just, I think it just has a drying effect in general. Yeah, just bad stuff.
It ages the skin, impairs circulation. Moderate alcoholic beverage consumption.
Yeah. And you know, I think that's just a good recommendation. No matter what's going on, moderate alcohol. I mean, it's matter of fact, it was proven over again. For guys, it's something like 2 to 3 drinks a day. For women, 1 to 2, and that's it.
That's it.
That's all it's about. And that can be healthy. And that can be healthy at that level. But when you start pounding it and doing the shots, that's not good.
I know.
Yeah.
Stay away from shots.
Yeah, and alcohol is going to make you urinate more, and now we're just, not good.
And then, of course, number 1, as you can see on the screen, sun protection is always the number 1 strategy. Even
if it's gray and ugly outside.
Yep.
Sun protection. Wow, great show.
Yes.
Yeah, my skin, feel right there. Ooh.
And look, it's shiny. And Dr. Mike.
I got healthy.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget we go live every Wednesday at noon.
Eastern Standard Time.
And so please, for those of you that are big audience members, please share this and get it around. Share it with your friends. Go post it on Instagram, in LinkedIn, or whatever you do. I don't know.
Yes.
Get the show going. We appreciate your comments and the engagement. So noon every Wednesday. We have a nice article that's about to come out for this, right?
This one is hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
Live yesterday evening, lifeextension.com/winterskin. The article is titled "Winter Skincare Tips You Need This Season."
Yeah, it's the sugar scrubs that a little later.
No, yeah, the sugar scrub is later this month.
And you can get those those recipes. So thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time at noon on Wednesday. I'm Dr. Mike. Thanks for watching.